We are at a fantastic park here south of Berlin, next to train station Priesterweg. There is a park called Natur-Park Schöneberger Südgelände. Absolutely beautiful park. It's the southern area nature park Schöneberg. And what is absolutely fascinating about this park is that it originally used to be an area for trains to be repaired and for all sorts of work to be done on trains. After it was not in use anymore, it became a habitat for insects, and instead of making it a development area, it was decided that this park should remain a nature habitat. So I welcome you to come with me and to look at the beautiful park and to see how creative landscape architects have made a wonderful park that combines the industrial areas of the train with the beauty of nature. We're now entering the park through these fascinating concrete structures, and they have been repainted just a short time ago, so they look perfectly beautiful. Also on these concrete structures there is an area where graffiti artists are allowed to produce their art, so you will be seeing a lot of graffiti. There are a lot of difficulties with graffiti in Berlin, but fortunately we have the situation that there are areas where graffiti artists are allowed to produce their work, and this is one of them. The railway yard south of Berlin in this area, Prellerweg, was originally constructed in 1889 because two separate tracks, one coming from Anhalt and one coming from Dresden, were crossing each other. And so it was decided in 1889 to build a railway yard, which was expanded quite a few times until 1931. In 1953, it was finally decided to close this yard, and for many years it remained unused until in 1970 the decision was made to reconstruct the park here at Prellerweg to a nature park. So the industrial area of the railway yard was reconstructed into becoming a nature park. I'm sitting here at the foot of the water tower, and the water tower, as I already said, a major landmark here, has been completely renovated in 2018 and now is perfectly beautiful in a bright red color, which personally reminds me of the color of the Golden Gate Bridge. Absolutely beautiful. I'm standing in front of the historical train, which is near the entrance area of the nature park Südgelände Schöneberger. And what I will do is I will do a very slow camera run around the train. We're now at one of the most interesting places in this park. We are at the former turntable. So what they would do is they would take an entire engine, put it on this turntable, and then they could turn it around 180 degrees so that the train could be used to go in a different direction than before. Okay, I'm still walking on the tracks, and one of the very important things here is that it is not only useful to have trees, but you also need the meadows, because that was a particular part of this park, and the reason to keep it as a park was that the insects needed the meadows for reproduction, and there were certain kinds of insects that could only grow on the meadows, survive on the meadows, and not survive in forested area. So part of what makes this park so fascinating is the structure that is behind me. This is the beginning of a elevated track that is designed to keep the visitors of the park off of the meadows. So when you come to this area, you are typically walking about 20 centimeters above the grass. And so you are in nature, you are in the area of the meadow that is so important to the insects, but you're actually not disturbing nature. The Berlin Anhalter Bahnhof was a huge train station which had its largest size pretty much in the time of the Third Reich and was of course destroyed during the war. What you see here are many parallel train tracks that of course are not used anymore. They are in the forest now, and there are many tracks next to each other, and so you have an impression of how large the Berlin train structure actually was at the time. I'm standing right in front of this picnic area, which was lovingly created so that people that want to have some rest, or maybe entire families, could come here and have their picnic. They can eat the food that they brought here and of course notice the wastebasket, so no trash is left in the park. And right behind me there's a metal structure marking the end of this long path. It's modern art. Okay, I'm up here in my little tree house. I'm on the top of the world. I'm looking down on creation. Isn't this beautiful here? So to the right of me I can see some sheep. Maybe I can show them to you. And below me are all the train tracks that I told you about. So this is really nice. Another very nice thing in this park is the graffiti. There are many walls here which have been given to the public by the regional government of the district, and it is completely legal to spray graffiti on these walls. So you will be typically seeing 10 to 20 artists, graffiti artists, spraying their pictures and their words on these walls. And I have spoken to some of them. They said basically, if you spray over somebody else's picture, you better be better than that person. So the idea is that the quality of the pictures on these walls is continuously increasing, and the artists try to get along with each other in a respectful way.